My third client has got indefinite leave to remain under the innovator visa. So this is great news, and this is another client who I acted for 3 years ago when the route began, when it was first opened, who's gone through the process and now got indefinite leave to remain. Now, all of the applications I've done so far have been granted in under a month, and I have more on the go. So we should have some more stats through shortly, if you like. I think these are the first applications to go through under the innovator visa. Now, in most cases, when you're applying, your family is going to be applying for an extension to year 5. So that takes some planning as well. One of the points you should look out for is when you're first granted the innovator visa and your family get the grant as well, you should check the dates on the BRP. Sometimes the Home Office can make an error and give one of your family members a lesser time, and that would need to be corrected quickly, ideally. So the Home Office must consider you for an extension if they're not satisfied that you meet the success criteria. So when you apply, you acknowledge that on the form that yes, if the Home Office isn't satisfied, notwithstanding the endorsement letter, that you meet the success criteria, then you will be considered for an extension. And if you are considered for an extension, then at that point, so once the Home Office has declined for the innovator visa indefinite leave to remain, then they will email you asking you to pay the NHS health surcharge for a further 3 years and then consider you for the extension. So it hasn't happened to any of my clients yet, but you should know that is built into the process, if you like. Now, some of you may be going for the criterion that the business has engaged in significant research and development activity and has applied for intellectual property protection in the UK. So super important for this one that you start early. I wouldn't be just doing everything really late in the process towards the very end of the 3 years, because we're talking here about significant research and development. So the optimal scenario would be this, that there's some activity after you get the visa that qualifies for R&D, and one would expect to have really a sort of portfolio, if you like, evidencing that. And then that forms the basis for an application for tax relief under the R&D tax rules. You then get a decision on that, so a decision in your favour, so that's the government accepting that you have, that the activity that you've carried out amounts to R&D within the statutory definition. And then after that, you protect your IP. Now, at the same time, in most cases, it would be odd if you registered your IP very early on in the 3-year period. So it's likely to be towards the end, but I wouldn't leave, definitely wouldn't leave starting that whole process until the very end. One would expect it to have taken place organically over the 3-year period. Likewise, some of my clients have, say, patents or have registered designs before they start the visa term, but really activity before the visa term is not going to qualify, and registrations, for example, before the visa term are not going to qualify. So do bear all of that in mind. And the other one to look out for is that the applicant has shown significant achievements judged against the business plan assessed in their previous endorsement. So super important that the business plan is actually defined. So if there's a number of documents going about, perhaps there's amendments in your conversations with an endorsing body, then what is the final business plan? Well, that's super important for the initial application, because if you don't submit your business plan with your initial innovator application, then they'll ask for it, and that could delay your application. And the other point is that the business plan that you submit must be exactly the same one that the endorsing body has on file. So if there's any discrepancy between the two, then that can form the basis for a refusal of the innovator visa. So make sure that you have the final, one final PDF, which is the business plan that is then endorsed. Otherwise, there can be a muddle, which can then cause you issues. So that's one to look out for. Make sure as well in the original business plan that you set out your milestones, so that when you're asking, can you confirm please that I have made significant achievements judged against my business plan? Well, judged against what in the business plan? Judged against ideally the milestones or Gantt chart or process that you outlined in your business plan. So make sure that that's in there, so there's something to judge your activity against. And make sure that the points that you're putting forward are verifiable, independently verifiable, and not just generalities, like you're going to roll out a marketing strategy. Well, what marketing strategy? What exactly are you going to be doing, and how can that be verified? So really a case of just looking ahead to the end result and then working back. So I hope that's helpful. You can download my free visa checklist by clicking on the links in my video description and comment below. One of these is innovator checklist if you're applying for the visa first time round. And as a lawyer, I have a consultation service. You can book a consultation with me by clicking on the link below. Just select a time from the calendar. I'd be pleased to speak with you, and I wish you every success in your visa application. Bye for now.